So of course it starts at the top and it starts with the CEO. But it's not just about the CEO, and it's certainly not just about the head of HR, because of course the CEO, of course the head of HR are going to be supportive of LGBT or indeed any other aspect of D&I. In a modern world, they can't not be. But what matters for an individual is what that person's boss thinks and what that person's boss's boss thinks and what the senior people sitting somewhere near them think and what the people around them think. And that's why it's incredibly important that all these senior managers up and down the company are also supportive and don't just think to themselves, well, A, I have nice thoughts, and B, the CEO has already set out the company policy. The HR team are doing a whole load of work, and then we've got these networks as well. Because, of course, while all of that is true, if I'm, for example, not out, I want to know what my boss will think. I want to know what my boss's boss will think. I want to know what would happen if I came out, because, of course, if I did come out, I can't go back in. And if all these people say and do nothing, then I simply don't know.
Yeah, I think that's such an important point, Rupert. And in my experience, that layer of middle to senior management, are arguably under the most pressure in the organization. They've got a bunch of young people that they're leading in terms of teams. They've got their bosses being very demanding on them. If they're in a client-facing role, they'll have clients being really demanding. And the risk is that this becomes just another thing for them to think about and to worry about. So they really do need help, because otherwise you end up with a situation that you've described where you've got the top of the shop saying this is important, you've got demand from the bottom of the shop, and it just gets stuck in the middle.
And what would you say to those in the middle who are a bit nervous to talk about it because they're worried that they will say the wrong thing and offend by mistake, and as a result say nothing?
So I think it's incumbent on everybody to explore the topic, right? There's plenty on the web to read about. You can get resources from your HR practice or your D&I people or Stonewall, or in the case of LGBT. So get your hands on these resources and teach yourself, learn about this stuff, but also be prepared to ask questions in a non-provocative way. So, if somebody said to me, oh, do you prefer lesbian or gay woman? I wouldn't take offense at that question. And it's a perfectly valid question. And my answer will be different from the next person's answer, but be inquisitive. Don't be provocative, just be inquisitive.
I agree. I completely agree.